While over 250 people are dead in Gujarat after the floods ravaged the entire state, the Congress MLAs have now decided to take a tour of the state. 2 buses have been organized for this purpose. So that's the latest we are hearing. Nikhil Joshi is with us with all the information. Nikhil, what's the big idea behind this? I mean, first you have Rahul Gandhi landing up at the wrong time, too little too late, and now the MLAs have decided to take another tour. This is Tragedy Tourism Part 2.
Well, this anyway was a part of the plan. In fact, this had to happen just a couple of days back because of the raids at D.K. Shivkumar's residence, who is the manager of the MLAs here in Bangalore and at Eagleton Resort, and the entire process for the Congress here in Karnataka. Because of the raids, he has been kept away from the resort and he has been confined to his home in North Bangalore, which is why there was also a reason for the MLAs to stay holed up within the resort. And now that it does seem like the raids are coming to an end, and also their days in Bangalore are coming to an end because they are likely to leave Bangalore tomorrow or the day after the worst case, because for the 8th elections in Gujarat. So there had to be some kind of an outlet for them as well, because there have been cribbings on the inside of the resort as to how they feel very suffocated. They want to get out. They want to go back. There has been multiple demands. There were multiple demands for visits to various other cities as well. And in the midst of this, the least that the managers of the situation could do was to bring them into the city and probably give them a tour of the state secretariat, perhaps a visit to the Raj Bhavan. Raj Bhavan is unlikely though, because they probably haven't found the appointment. But a visit to the secretariat is certainly on the cards, and that's what we expect will happen. Close to 11 o'clock, I'm told, they're likely to make an entry into the city. Perhaps amongst their first stops will be the state secretariat.
Right. What is important to point out here, Nikhil, is that these are MLAs from Gujarat. They are supposed to be in their constituencies in the flood-ravaged state, attending to the woes of the people. But they are engaged in what we can clearly see is a pleasure trip.
Well, yes, now this particular outing will certainly add that value of pleasure to their trip, because so far it has been a case of parrot in a golden cage situation for the MLAs, because they've been pretty much restricted to the premise of the resort itself, and there too their movements have been restricted, limited access to phone and so on and so forth. But now what we get to see, because through the course of the trip we saw the itinerary, that there was the unofficial itinerary that spoke of a possible visit to IT parks, spoke of a possible visit to a neighboring city and visit a temple there, possible visit to the Lord Balaji temple in Tirupati, Tirumala, and we saw various other plans being charted out. But now what we see is the first of those outings happening, and that too in the city of Bangalore. So in that sense, yes, the pleasure is back in the trip, but how far will they go with the pleasure value? That is something that we will have to see. But it is already shameful that they are out of Gujarat and not in Gujarat at a time when the state needs them.